You know, there's only one thing worse than shooting a video and then realizing you have to redo it, and then shooting it again and then realizing you have to redo it again. And it's because your microphone was not on. It's boring to go over the same details over and over again. On the same note, I should probably start doing that because it's going to be a shorter video because I know what to say. So, my challenge for you is, what did you learn? I think every interaction you have with somebody, you should learn something. But I've been reaching out to people today, kind of freaking out, finding out what I might be able to do to start early. Not necessarily a quick job, not necessarily a perfect job, but I kind of want to step out of technology. And that might not be the case. That might not happen. I found out. Um, so I've had a few conversations. I might have a job in Missouri. And so I talked to my tenant if they could take care of Athena. But if not, I could fall back on the security guard gig. And because Athena's taken care of, even if I have to travel to Sarasota and stay there and then just work extra shifts to make up for, all of my expenses and then live out of my car for a few months, I could do that and cut back on travel time. At least get, caught up, right? So it's either Missouri, which would, if I do that, probably be doing that next week. When I get back from helping my friend get her bus to Florida, or the security guard. That's one set. The other set is, and this I could do in parallel with those two, is what I've been doing with my AI agents. It's actually a job title. It's called Agentic Engineer, and it pays really well, much higher than what I was making before. And to me, it's no different than having a power saw and turning it into a table saw, right? It's just wrapping some infrastructure around the thing to make it more effective and efficient. But what I have is experience doing that. So not only have I done that already multiple times, because that's how I was able to perform all the work I did, there's simply no other way um, to do it without creating agents that worked on my behalf. So they had agency to act. That means setting up the guardrails and giving them, permissions and things you need. So a lot of things had to go into it. Um, yeah, so that in itself is a position. So instead of, going for DevOps or going for this, we're because of the technology stack that I used and because of how many different hats I wore, I didn't really specialize in some of the newer stuff that everyone wants and people can test for. And they're testing for really the things that don't make any sense, right? Because it's a new position or whatever, and companies know they need it. They're paying well for it, and I have the demonstrated experience because I've done it over and over and over again. Um, Even before that tooling came out, I did a lot of the prerequisites. You can tell I'm getting better, but I'm still having issues speaking. But I am getting better. Second day taking my medication. Um, so that there's that, and then the final job is could do the security guard and or get a water treatment license. And both of those are probably relatively AI safe. Security is probably going to be taken over by robots soon, but I could use that as a jumping pad to get the water treatment license. Once I get the water treatment license, then I can do that and maybe security guard on the side. And those combined should get me in the 70-ish thousand a year range, working some extra hours, or maybe do the water treatment plant and agentic engineer part time, right? But yeah, a lot of those things going on. So three possible paths moving forward. I'm just waiting on God to let me know which direction I'm going. Um, and I'm preparing for all three as best I can. Um, But if I don't have an answer about Missouri or a direction on Agentic, I'm going to start not this week because it's halfway through, and not next week because I won't be able to start it, but I'll start my license for the security guard after next week. Um, so all of that's done, all that's wrapped up. And that was just from reaching out to different people and asking for help, and had a conversation at lunch with some people at church. The agentic thing I learned from a guy from the writing group. Um, and I realized I have a lot of people in my life that I don't always tell them when I'm struggling, and it seems to be that when I do, back to back to back, I'm getting help, and I just feel so blessed that God's put all these people in my life. Um, but I think going to Missouri would probably be the best thing for me, just to rebuild my life like from the ground up and be very intentional about what is in my life, but without abandoning, what I have here, keeping what I have, and then, building all these things on top of that. Um, but I also know that I have to, you know, learn some more skills. I think he's got a purpose in mind that's larger than me just paying my bills. So, um, and I know he's developing more skills in me. So I think Missouri's gonna help with that. So that's why I think I'm probably going to Missouri. Um, but either way, I have done all the prerequisites for going to either Missouri or traveling to Sarasota, living in my car and working as much as I can as a security guard to getting caught up quickly on my bills. Um, and then, yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go to bed soon, and super excited. I just don't know what's happening. I'm hoping I gain some clarity though. And I do have a challenge for you. I don't know if I brought it up in the beginning of the video. Again, I've made several attempts, but my challenge to you is to figure out what you're supposed to learn from somebody, because I think every interaction, even interaction with a clerk, you have something to learn from them, and they possibly have something to learn from you, even if it's just modeling good behavior or seeing how they model good behavior. There's always something. So I want you to actively think about, if it's too late, like it is for me right now, to do this for the rest of the day, because it's 11 o'clock, so it's way past my bedtime. Um, if it's too late for you, think of a few interactions you've had throughout the day and what you could learn from those. What that person has to teach you. But as you go forward tomorrow, I want you to figure out what it is you have to learn from somebody else. Every interaction and what you have to learn from every person, because there's always something. And this is a lesson that I've learned and forgotten and learned and forgotten. And so I just shared it again with somebody today. And so I'm sharing it with you. So if you've never heard that before, go ahead and apply it and let me know in the comments down below if, what unique or interesting thing you've picked up on or learned. So on that, I'm going to say good night.